Welcome to the Network and Cybersecurity lecture series. Myself, Darshan BD, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, SJB Institute of Technology, Bangalore. The Network and Cybersecurity subject code is 17EC 835. This subject is professional elective for 8th semester students. In this subject, we are going to study the network security concepts and also a cyber security concept. It consists of 5 modules. First 3 modules covers the network security concept and another 2 modules covers the cyber security concept.
Function. The system stores only the value of a function based on the user's password. When the user presents a password, the system transforms that password and compares it with the stored value. The system usually performs a one-way transformation in which the password is used to generate a key for the one-way function and in which a fixed length output will be produced. Next one is access control. Access to the password file is limited to one or a very few accounts. Next is password guessing. They can try difficult passwords used with the standard accounts that are shipped with the system. Many administrators do not bother to change these defaults. They'll be exa- exhaustively try all short passwords. The try words in the system's online dictionary are a list of likely passwords. For example, the letter are readily available on hacker bulletin boards. Collect the information about users such as their full names, name of their spouse and children, pictures in their office, books in their office that are related to hobbies, birthday, phone, common words, interest, etc. Social security numbers and also room numbers. Try all the legitimate license plate numbers for this state. Use a Trojan horse to bypass restrictions on access. And also they can tap the line between a remote user and the host system. Another attack involves password capture is watching over the shoulder as password is entered and also monitoring an insecure network login, for example, telnet, FTP, web and email. They can extracting the recorded information after successful login, that is like a web history, cache memory, last number dialed, etc. Using a valid login or password can impersonate a user. Therefore, users need to be educated to use suitable precautions and countermeasures from the hacking the passwords. Intrusion detection. A system's second line of the defense is intrusion detection, and this has been the focus of much research in the recent years. This interest is motivated by a number of considerations, including the following. First one is If an intrusion is detected quickly enough, the intruder can be identified and ejected from the system before any damage is done or any data are compromised. Second one is an effective intrusion detection system can serve as a deterrent, so acting to prevent the instructions. Third one is intrusion detections enables the collection of information about intrusion techniques that can be used to strengthen the intrusion prevention facility. This picture shows the profiles of behavior of intruders and authorized users. Intrusion detection is based on the assumptions that the behavior of the intruder differs from that of legitimate user in ways that can be quantified. The nature of the task confronting the designer of an intrusion detection system. There are two approaches to intrusion detection. The first one is called as the statistical anomaly detection. Other one is called as the rule-based detection. Statistical anomaly detection involves the collection of data relating to the behavior of legitimate users over a period of time. Then statistical tests are applied to observe behavior to determine with a high level of confidence whether that behavior is not legitimate user behavior. First one is called threshold detection. This approach involves defining the thresholds independent of user for the frequency of occurrence of various events. Profile based. A profile of the activity of each user is developed and used to detect changes in the behavior of individual accounts. Next approach is called the rule-based detection. This involves an attempt to define a set of rules that can be used to decide that a given behavior is that of an intruder. In this anomaly detection, rules are developed to detect a deviation from previous usage patterns. Penetration identification, an expert system approach that searches for the suspicious behavior. Audit records. A fundamental tool for intrusion detection is the audit record. Some record of ongoing activity by users must be maintained as input an intrusion detection system. There are two plans used. One is called the native audit records. Virtually all multi-user operating systems, including accounting software that collects the information on user activity. Second one is called as detection specific audit records. A collection facility can be implemented that generates audit records containing only that information required by the intrusion detection system. Each audit record contains the following fields. One is called as a subject. This is initiators of the action. A subject is typically a terminal user but might also be a process acting on behalf of users or groups of users. Next field it is called as an action. Operation performed by the subject on or with an object, for example, login, read, perform IO, and execute. Object receptors of actions, for example, include files, programs, messages, records, terminals, printers, and user or program created structures. Exception condition denotes which, if any, exception condition is raised on return. Resource usage, a list of quantitative elements in which each element gives the amount used of some resource. Timestamp, unique time and date stamp identifying when the action took place. Statistically anomaly detection. Statistical anomaly detection techniques fall into two broad categories. One is called as threshold detections, other one is called as profile-based systems. In the threshold detection, counting the number of occurrences of a specific event time over an interval of the time. In the threshold analysis is a crude and ineffective detector of even moderately sophisticated attacks. Both the threshold and the time interval must be determined. Because of the variability across the users, such thresholds are likely to generate either a lot of false positives or a lot of false negatives. Threshold detectors may be useful in conjunction with more sophisticated techniques. So, profile based anomaly detection focuses on characterizing the past behavior of individual users or related groups of users and then detecting significant deviations. A profile may consist of a set of parameters, so the deviation on just a single parameter may not be sufficient in itself to signal an alert. Audit record analysis. Here they analyze the record to get some exist in a period of time. They'll be used as a various tests on these to determine the current behavior is acceptable. They'll use the mean and standard deviation, multivariate, Markov process, time series, and also operational. In this record analysis, there is no requirement of the prior knowledge. Thank you.